Daniel chapter 12, verse 3 has this amazing statement at the end of the great prophecy of Daniel. It says, "They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." So a question I have for you today is, are you wise? And what does it mean to be wise? You know, it's interesting. We go back to the time of Jesus. We hear the story of the wise men of the East who saw the star that indicated to them that something significant was happening. Now, if you study the story of the wise men carefully, they studied the stars, they studied the prophecies, they came to an understanding of a prophecy of Balaam in the book of Numbers that a star would come out of Jacob. And so they thought this must be that prophetic star that was prophesied of all these years before. They knew that something significant was happening. And amazingly, the wise men come all the way from the east. Tradition has it that these were wise men from Babylon, India, and Persia. And they come all the way to Jerusalem, and they come to the chosen people of God, and the chosen people of God don't even know what the wise men are talking about. And here you have wise men who were studying prophecy, who had an interest in the coming of the Messiah, and yet the very chosen people of God who should have been looking for the Messiah weren't even aware of his presence. The wise men were seeking the Messiah. The chosen people were not. The wise men arrive finally into Bethlehem, and they meet the Savior of the world. The wise men are a symbol in many ways of what God's people in the last days are supposed to be. We see from the coming of the Messiah the first time that God revealed himself to those who had a desire to see the Messiah come and who were studying so that they would be aware of the event when it happened. And I believe that those who are wise at the end of the world will, like the wise men of old, be studying the prophecies and having a desire to see the coming of the Messiah the second time. So when we come to Daniel chapter 12, verse 3, it says, "They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." When we look at that prophetically, this is referring certainly to those in God's last day church who are part of the loud cry message, where an angel comes down from heaven having great power, and the earth is lightened with the glory of God's character. And those who are wise are shining with the brightness of the glory of God's character, because they have a desire to point people to the soon return of Jesus. And I have to ask you the question, do you have a desire to see the Messiah come in your lifetime? Are you studying the prophecies so that you can point others to the soon return of Jesus? Because wise men and wise women today still seek him. We don't want to be like the chosen people of God of old who have no idea about the signs of the coming of Jesus. Are we turning a blind eye to the clear signs that are happening in our day, while the world around us can see that this world can't keep going the way it is for too much longer? We should be foremost among those who are preaching the message of the soon coming of Jesus, of sharing the encouraging good news that Jesus is coming again and that we are seeking his return. So I want to challenge you today. Be a wise man, be a wise woman. Do whatever you can to study the truth for our time so that you can be ready to meet Jesus, that you're spending time with Jesus every day, and that you will lead many others to righteousness. And by the grace of God, may that be so in our lives. Amen?